Hey everyone, this is the Geeky Panda here, your tactical degenerate weeb here, welcoming you guys to my stream here on Twitch. Now, we are now in the segment of the DAICON Podcast, the podcast which talks about a lot of things in the anime and gaming world, including both the industry and the community side here. And I will be your host for today, as always. And with my co-host here is Time Enforcer, goddamn motherfucking Anubis, who's also the Flavor Master Flav, the musician himself, the maestro, the I could go on with this, but I should stop.
Gentlemen.
The King Kong in bed.
Listen, I'm just waiting to say gentlemen. Can I say gentlemen?
Yes,
Can I say gentlemen yet?
I'm allowing you to say, you're good. You can say gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Yeah, okay.
Gentlemen.
So first and foremost, Anubis.
Gentlemen. Gentlemen.
You're good.
Hi.
You're going to keep saying gentlemen, aren't you? You motherfucker.
You allowed me to say gentlemen. You probably shouldn't have done that.
Okay, so first and foremost, we talked about a little how what's going on. So I haven't so usually in the beginning segments, if you don't know what the DAICON podcast is or how it works, in the beginning we talk about just what's going on in life and all that stuff, what's new, and then we go into our news, we get into our main topic, and then it's gonna be a fun one, the board segment, where we put down anime recommendations on the board, grade tier style. S being the highest tier, F being just don't watch it, please, for the love of Christ Almighty. This was going to be a Mecha anime only submissions for there. So yes, expect a lot of Gundam, but expect some other stuff too.
Whether or not there's a lot of Gundam is up to you.
Anyways,
it's up to you.
Okay, so with this, let's begin with some stuff. You know, I'm really excited about Armored Core, next game coming out. Now,
yes.
Here, so for those who don't know, we're actually going to be going to a retro gaming convention called Retro World Expo, and Anubis here is going to have a booth there. I will not have a booth there, sadly, but I'll be recording a lot of my experiences there for my YouTube channel. Now, on top of that, I thought to myself, I could bring like my PS5 or my Xbox Series to the hotel room, and we could start playing Armored Core, but that might piss off Anubis even more because he's
not necessary.
He himself is not playing Armored Core.
We don't have to do that. Not gonna play. No, I'm gonna wait till I'm home.
And you're gonna be playing on a PC.
Yes.
Are you gonna try to do dual joystick or approach?
Yes. I have 5 joysticks. So I can at least fish out 2 of them to play Armored Core. Absolutely.
You literally
of course, it's the least I could do.
Joystick, legs, right leg, joystick, left leg, joystick, your dick, joystick.
Dude, no, I have like the joystick and the pedals and we can do this. Give me any mech game. Any one of them. Mech Warrior 2, Mech Assault.
Oh man.
Murakumo Renegade Mech Pursuit. I'll figure it out.
Jesus Christ.
Listen.
I'm listening. I'm totally listening.
I really do this.
Gundam Evolution until November, I think.
Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, but
they took this is hilarious. They're taking the version of Overwatch I don't give a shit about and putting it on Steam, and they're taking the version of Overwatch I do give a shit about, which is Gundam Evolution, and taking it off Steam.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. You know what also kind of sucks?
What?
You ever have like a really good sleep and then someone wakes you up from it?
No. People know better than to do that.
Yeah. Like when my sister was waking me up because we had to go pick up the cat, I was like so groggy. I'm like, hey. I'm like, what? Like I feel like I was like I don't have anything to eat, no caffeine. Like you are waking me up, and I'm like, I will get ready, but in my own time, please. But with that here, let's actually check out some of the new stuff here. So this is the new segment of our podcast, which actually, you know what I forgot to do? And it was...
What did you forget to do?
Put our section in talk shows and podcasts on Twitch. This is totally professional stream.
You did.
Yeah,
you did forget to do that. I don't. So for a little bit of inside baseball, I've actually heard that even if you are doing a talk show or a podcast, it's actually more advantageous to put your stream in just chatting.
Cool.
Like you get more discovery that way.
Cool. So, first and foremost, the news. Yeah, like Anubis said, Overwatch 2 is actually now out on Steam, and oh boy, it is getting eviscerated. Like, so the thing about it is, Battle.net has always been the home for like Blizzard games, but now Blizzard games are starting
Yes.
to appear on Steam. And Activision actually went out and said we should have never took our games off Steam at all. But so the difference is Steam has a very huge emphasis on community, including doing user-based reviews on games. So when you check out a game's page, you can see how people are liking it, what are the pros, what are the cons, all that dandy stuff. And right now, this game almost has like 90K reviews, and it's overwhelmingly negative. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't see this coming. I'm thinking to myself, I think the only reason why they did it is because they're losing players in Overwatch 2. They don't.
I guarantee you that's the reason why they did it.
Yeah.
If not the reason, like a non-trivial part of the reason.
Yeah, because right now Overwatch 2 with since the whole reason for Overwatch 2, again, we're gonna go through this very quickly, is they decided that having a full PvE story mode campaign would justify the reason for having Overwatch 2 along with the graphics update and all that dandy stuff. I'm like, okay,
Yep.
cool. But then they're like, oh yeah, Overwatch 1 won't exist anymore, because I'm like, why? So, okay, so we got through that hurdle. Then not so long ago, they announced, yeah, we can't do the full story mode PvE mode that we promised you and was the very reason why this game exists, but we're going to give you a very watered down, bare bones version, and not fucking kidding here, with a $15 fucking price tag for at the start. The start.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing, just the start. So a lot of people were pissed, including myself, because again, the one reason you justified for having the sequel is the one reason is why we're not also getting it. And they knew about this back in 2019, so this kind of pissed me the fuck off. So yeah. A lot of Steam reviews are basically saying, Blizzard is actually let me go. I'm covering your face. I'm sorry, Anubis.
Damn.
Why
are you gonna do that to me?
Listen.
Thought we were friends.
We are friends. There's no other way for me to do this. Like right now, we're at like almost 90K over.
Wait a second. Are you covering my face with the Overwatch 2 page on Steam?
Yeah, I am. I'm sorry.
How dare you?
Okay, we're going through reviews. Okay. So a lot of negative stuff. Worst game ever. Porn so good they made a game out of it. This company's not worth your money. They essentially scrapped everything they promised for PvE and downgraded the game and are slowly reintroducing aspects of the first game, calling them updates. Yeah. Blizzard's trying to come to terms with the fact that most people hate Overwatch has become. I love seeing the community working together so well. Literal respect to the NSFW artists that keep this game alive to this day. What person here actually posted a link to the Team Fortress 2 page? God damn. Like, bad game, good porn. There was actually let's do the most funny here. The people who make Overwatch porn work harder than the people who make Overwatch. I mean, it's not wrong.
Not wrong.
Or in another argument, the people who make Overwatch porn actually makes content instead of the people who make Overwatch. Need I say more? Need it? Oh god, yeah, it's yeah. Sorry about that, Anubis, for covering your face for the Overwatch page, but we need the context.
Can't believe you did that.
Yeah, I says so. I do not ever recall seeing a game getting this many negative reviews, perhaps since the update to Skull goes. Yeah, but I think this trumps anything out there right now. Like, a lot of people are fucking pissed. Now, here's the deal. Okay, it's out on Steam, all that dandy stuff. It's gonna be hilarious because now we can track how many people are playing it on Steam at least. We don't have the player numbers of players on consoles or on Battle.net, but now we have an understanding on Steam. Now we're gonna have the honeymoon period. A lot of people are gonna be playing all that any stuff, but it's gonna be funny when more people play it on Steam than Battle.net, and they're like, "The fuck did we do?" Like, yeah, but at the same time, your fan base wasn't as big as it used to be. So yeah, we're gonna take that.
Of the 10 people playing it, 8 people will now be playing it on Steam.
Yeah, and you got like that maybe that one person playing it on the Switch. I'm just saying. They did release a Switch version. I'm not fucking kidding. Okay, now moving on. Modern Warfare 3 reveal is going to be coming soon. Next week, actually, the day before my birthday, we're getting an in-game reveal too, and I believe,
Ooh.
yeah, like they're promoting it right now. Like we already seen the Makarov reveal trailer, which showed us little snippets of gameplay, which I did a reaction to. Which again, I'm really excited for this because in the original Modern Warfare trilogy, Makarov was like a key essential character, basically. Like this is the
Right.
man that was the cause of basically everyone's misfortune, essentially. So.
Right.
So I think the smartest thing to do of them revealing it in game was like the best thing because they did that the same thing I believe to Call of Duty Vanguard. They did a in game reveal for that.
Hmm.
But you know I'm really excited for this. You know it's being made by Sledgehammer Games, but Infinity Ward is working with them to make the story, and I believe there has been a post Modern Warfare 3 cost. So there's a rumor out there that Modern Warfare 3 may be a bit cheaper. Oh, what? Wait, why? Jesus Christ, I haven't seen this in so fucking long. Why would you do this to me? Okay. Modern Warfare 3 might be the cheapest new premium from Activision, and it might only cost you $36.
Hmm.
Okay, let me get here. Recently, YouTuber Cut Expert, the Gaming Revolution, revealed in a video that Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 could, not confirmed, could arrive with a price tag of $36. This means players won't have to pay the regular amount of $70 for the standard edition. This is a speculation on a screenshot rumored from the Australian Steam store for the upcoming game. Which again, it's yeah. Good. Yeah, it could be cheaper, and they're saying, hey, if you own two, you could just buy this upgrade. I'm like, you know what? I'm all for it. I'm definitely all
Yeah.
for it. Games are getting expensive, you know, and something like that, I'm all for it. And again, I'm also really excited here. Also, Harry Hammy, dude, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the podcast, buddy. Welcome, welcome. So next up in news, Anubis, I'll let you do this one. This is anime related.
Bruce Lee anime announced.
First off, it's crazy how it took this long to get a Bruce Lee anime greenlit. You think it would make sense, you know, Bruce Lee anime happening, all that dandy stuff. But yeah, we're getting a Bruce Lee anime now. It's
House of Lee is the title.
which what was that? What's that one movie? House of the Dragon, I believe.
Enter the Dragon.
Okay, yeah, but we're actually getting it, and there's been like a lot of anime series that paid homage to Bruce Lee, basically, whether it be its characters. For instance, Naruto, was it Rock Lee?
Such devastation! This was not my intention.
Yeah. I'm calling you Curse Panda. The second you started Daikon, I got a mom to call. I need IT help for my son. Listen, I'm not cursed, okay? That is on your that is on you, good sir. That is on you, good sir. That has nothing to do with me. I plead the fifth. Anyways, tell us the details on that.
I really don't know a whole lot about it. It's being produced by a company called Shibuya, apparently.
Like the town?
So, company is Shibuya.
Yeah,
They probably named themselves after the town.
gotcha. But yeah, the target release of this anime is going to be in 2024. Not a lot of details have been released about it, granted, but I mean, if you're making an anime about Bruce Lee, you can't fuck it up at all. Like, you absolutely can't fuck it up. Like, Anubis, that'd be a no fuck up situation, right?
I mean, there are definitely ways you can fuck this up. It remains to be seen whether or not they will. I'm looking at the trailer right now. There's not a whole lot to it. It could end up being very different from how it is in this trailer here. Like all of this remains to be seen.
Also, Harry, the Shibuya roll call Are you talking about the Proud Family shit? Because, god damn it, I haven't seen the Proud Family in so fucking long here. But yeah, we just heard the announcement. They haven't released a lot of details. We're probably gonna get more like what at the end of this year. We're probably gonna get a better idea, basically, maybe some screens.
Probably.
Yeah, it's something. It's something to keep your eyes on and stuff like that too. Like it's got my keen. It's got my keen interest. And yeah, Harry Hammy's like, yep, Proud Family. I'm like,
Well, so I'm looking into the company Shibuya.
okay,
They're obviously an art producer company. They're involved with few NFT projects. So that basically, if you're wondering what their pedigree is, that's their pedigree.
fuck. Fuck.
Well, that doesn't necessarily
Yeah,
that doesn't
I mean,
really necessarily say anything about whether or not it's going to be good. I'm just giving you the background of the company.
gotcha. But I'm just saying,
A lot of people are gonna pass judgment on the company based on the fact that they're involved with NFT projects, and I don't necessarily think that's like this does not correlate with the other.
Yep. Also, people doing promoted and all that dandy stuff. Hold off on the redemptions here, since this podcast is gonna get recorded and uploaded here. Yeah, I think we're gonna need more details on that. But the next news article is I'm not gonna fucking lie. I did not see this fucking coming. There is no way that this is canon in our fucking universe. Rockstar, I'm not shitting you here. And this is the title of the fucking article. Rockstar hires a team of modders it had previously banned from playing GTA 5. This mod group is the people behind stuff like 5M and Red M, which is basically the RP community for GTA 5 on PC. How? Like, Rockstar Games hates mods, hates anything to do with mods, and actively tried to go after 5M at one point. Or the mods as a whole. And then got whippedly backlashed by the community. And now they're hiring them?
I feel like this is like if you can't beat them, join them.
I mean,
Like they can't figure out how to stop modders. I don't know why they want. I don't know why would they would want to do that, but yeah, they figured, hey, nothing we do is gonna stop this. We might as well hire these guys and bring them onto our team so they can actually make our game better.
which is fucking hilarious. Like, Rockstar, we're shit developers. We need actually good devs. Harry Hammy. It's all for the money. I think the money part is definitely true because,
Of course, it's always about money.
Yeah, it's always about money. Like the fucking the shark cards has made Rockstar Games so much fucking stupid money that they were like, it was
ridiculous.
It was the very reason why we never got DLC. I believe we never got an actual proper story DLC.
Why would they need to do that when they're making all this money off of shark cards?
At least with GTA 4, we got 2 story DLCs, and the Ballad of Gay Tony was the best one. So, but I'm worried here because, here's the thing. Rockstar, like you said, if you can't beat them, join them. But what happens if they hire them and then now they're like chain and ball? Like, okay, we want you to do an RP version, but an RP light version, you can't do too much, and there has to be a monetization thing behind it. That's what I'm worried about because, again, shark cards. Like,
at that point, I will lay the blame at the feet of the mod team for taking the money.
Yeah, because it's gonna be kind of, it's just nuts to think about because I've done some GTA RP. It's not a lot. I will point out not a lot, but there's tons of servers out there, tons of people playing, and it's so in depth. It's not even fucking funny. Like, people playing as police officers have to remember the radio codes and stuff like that for specific situations. Like, they remember like the map where they're at, like the back of their hand, and I'm like, motherfucker. Like, and it's kind of crazy how GTA RP took off like that. I wish Harry Hammy said, "I wish GTA 6 does not turn out like GTA 5. Like in a way, it's not realistic at all, and it's chaos." Like I think GTA 4 was a really good mix of both being very grounded, but also adding a bit of chaos to it.
Well, the issue is like GTA 5 Online basically became Saints Row.
Yeah, motherfucker, you're
Like
right.
there's
Yeah,
no difference between GTA 5 Online and like Saints Row the third single player.
yeah. That's why people like 5M as well. Yeah, it's yeah. Like the fucking stupid like space bike things you can fly around the sky. When that came out, it literally tipped the balance basically. Like it all went to hell.
Yeah, well, and that's the whole thing, and that like how after after that, how are they gonna sell like normal stuff? They can only then go more extreme whenever they release content.
Yeah, again, I'm just worried about a few things. Like some people are saying, "Hey, this is awesome. This is the right direction." Yeah, but this is Rockstar Games. 2K North has done some shady shit. Okay, that's all I'm fucking saying here. It's yeah. Point it out there. Clip this moment here. I swear to God, if this turns into them, ball and chain, telling the modders, "Hey, give us an RP version, but light. We want control. We want majority control over it, and you have to have a monetization feature to include the shark cards." And then what's going to happen is that people are going to do their own 5M thing for the next GTA,
Yep.
and Rockstar is going to go after them to try to get that banned, and then it's going to be a lot of bullshit and shenanigans. This could
Yep.
end in one of three ways. That's one of them. Either that or Rockstar and the modder group actually makes a really good RP mechanics
Possible.
and let the community flourish, or nothing happens to it at all.
Right.
Which still there'd be an RP community that'll be made regardless with modders and stuff like that
Yeah.
for the next GTA.
Yeah, there always will be.
But bet my money on the first one where they're
There
gonna.
always will be if it's like popular and has a player base.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. All right. Next up here. Now this is gonna get to the interesting part. The main topic for tonight on the DAICON podcast. And again, if you're joining us right now, I am the Geeky Panda, your tactical degenerate weeb, with my co-host here, Time Enforcer Anubis. Now, the main topic of tonight is going to be everyone can be a content creator, but not everyone makes it though.
I keep on wanting to say everyone can be a content creator, but not everyone should.
Yeah, but
Let's be very real.
yeah,
Not everyone should.
yeah. But you know what? Let's talk about this. You know, can we call Overwatch 2 to Overwatch 1.5? Yeah, I agree with that.
Just call it call it Overwatch 0.5 because that's what it is.
Hey, okay. So first and foremost here, I myself I'm a content creator. Time for Anubis here has been a content creator. All the YouTubers out there, content creators. All the people streaming, content creators. All that dandy stuff. We all started from somewhere. I started back in originally in 06. You started back in when?
I also started in 06, I believe. Either
Yeah.
06 or 07.
Yeah. So like we are at a time that being a content creator is literally as easy as picking up your phone, loading an app, and recording yourself. It is literally that easy. You can create content for anything that you want, whether it be gaming, anime, tabletop, art, music, compute, anything basically, anything, even the Overwatch porn, where
Content creators.
content creators, exactly. And there's so many different platforms for that content to be hosted on, whether it be here on Twitch, YouTube, Kick, Facebook gaming, TikTok.
With an upward inflection, like you're asking a
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Yes, Facebook gaming.
TikTok, Instagram, all that dandy stuff. Whether it be you're doing different medias like videos, live streams, create artwork, music, voice, all this dandy thing. You can literally start in any specific area and just hit the ground running.
Another thing I want to point out is like if you don't know how to do something, like YouTube exists. I guarantee you can find a tutorial for whatever it is you're looking to do, that because that's how I got started in music production.
Oh,
It's literally just YouTube tutorials.
and YouTube and Google would be your best friend. And tell us, like, don't
YouTube
forget.
tutorials and Google, and just playing around with stuff.
Yeah, don't forget PA. Oh, Pornhub. OnlyFans.
Content creators.
Yeah, content creators. Exactly. They're
Content
just
creators.
different type of content. So it's easy. So again, everyone can be a content creator. Anyone can be a content creator, as a matter of fact. But not everyone makes it. And like anybody said, maybe not everyone should. It's okay. It's really hard trying to. Everyone thinks content creating is easy. Like, oh, let me just grab my phone, record a 15-second dance video, and upload on TikTok, and that'll be done with it.
Well, so content creating is easy. Making good content is not easy.
There we go.
Sometimes it is easy. A lot of the time it is not easy.
No, God, no. No, God, no. Content creator is basically just using camera and uploading. I mean, in the very bare bones, basic explanation, you're not wrong, Harry.
You really don't even need a camera.
Yeah, you don't even need a camera.
I started
Yeah.
I started out blogging. That's all you need is a keyboard.
Yeah, exactly. you just need that. It's so everyone, it's funny because years ago I remember, when they ask you a question, what do you want to be when you grow up? And some kids would be like, I want to be an astronaut, all that dandy stuff. I want to be a scientist or do this. You ask kids nowadays, I want to be a YouTuber or a content creator or I'm sorry, influencer. That's what. Yeah. And I'm like, the fuck is going? And now we have like fucking influencer households where you get a bunch of content creators living in a fucking house together, and they got one job: make content. And I'm like, huh?
Yeah, and that somehow never works.
Yeah. Harry, I mean, it's just making things that people like it or not. Yeah, it's a love it or hate it. It's exactly. We can just like it or not and stuff like that. And there's so many, there's so many of us out there. It's kind of crazy. The thing about it is that when you think content creating, people think, why do you want to be a content creator? Is it to make money, fame, fortune because of all the popular, like YouTubers or streamers out there and stuff like that? I mean, take it from me, yes, making revenue from content creating does help out when it comes to like, I made this much from streaming, I could put that towards my content again and make it even better. But having it be based on your whole reason, it doesn't usually work out like that. Like, you're gonna hate yourself.
There's a way to do it, and not everyone, but basically nobody does it in that optimal sort of way. Most people are looking to enjoy themselves while they're creating their content rather than just purely make money.
Yeah. Harry Hammy said there is the fame and fortune at any cost or just making it fun. Personally for me, it's all about just having fucking fun. But if I can make some money out of it that can help pay for itself, that'd be even better. I don't.
Well, so there was this blog post I read some years ago that I read about in a book that basically changed my entire approach toward creating content.
Okay.
It's called 1,000 True Fans, and the main idea of it is rethink the idea of what it takes to make like a substantial amount of money on your content. All you need are 1,000 people who are willing to spend $100 each on your content each year.
1,000 people.
That adds up to
100 grand.
You're making $100,000 a year, which is really good.
Yes, before taxes, of course.
Before taxes.
But yeah,
but you're making $100,000 a year off of just having 1,000 people, which is not a whole lot in the grand scheme of things.
No, not a whole lot.
1,000 people who are willing to go $100 in each year. Like, so look at it on like a Patreon level. If you have 1,000 patrons and they're spending $10 a month supporting you, you're making 120,000. No, yeah,
120 grand, yeah.
120 grand.
Yeah,
Yeah.
120 grand. In general, Harry Hammy, there is some creators out there that will use you for your money and time and promise you something they'll never get. They're assholes. Attila, in general, though, if career goal equals money, then misery equals... You did that in code, you motherfucker. Started off as a computer science student. Yay. The thing about it is, it's just throughout. I can speak for both our years creating content. We've seen many fucking content creators come and go, right? Many,
Yeah.
Including. I hate that I bring him up every time, but he is like the best example at this moment. The Mind of Mellow.
Yeah.
Okay. Context, actually. So, me and my friend Anubis, a couple of years ago, was it over a decade now?
I don't think it was a decade at this point.
All right. So, we had this one friend. His name was Mellow, and he started a YouTube channel called The Mind of Mellow. And it was a little rough in the beginning, but he started making content, and it was actually starting to get somewhere. He had a basic idea, he had a layout, he had a theme, he had his personality going. It was actually starting to form into something. You never heard of this person? Yeah, there's a reason for it.
Our point exactly.
There's a reason for that. So right when he was about to starting to get the ball rolling, he stopped. It started little here and there. It was like, oh, I'll stream next time. Oh, I bought this mic for streaming, but I never really stream. Oh, next week we'll make it. And then next week turned into 2 weeks, turned into 3 months. And then ultimately, at a certain point, our friend stopped making content altogether. And beforehand, he had like all these grand ideas, this drive, this passion, and we saw it. We respected it. We're like, oh shit, okay. And we saw that his hard work was starting to pay off. And then he stopped it dead cold. It didn't stop dead cold. He stopped it at a certain point where it was like that buildup of, yeah, I'm not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
And it frustrated me because he was getting there. You were so close. You were getting on to something. And it fucking frustrates me. He lost ambition. Exactly. There has been other content creators out there, same fucking thing. They lose ambition, they lose their drive, they lose their passion. Oh, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna make this video, but I'm gonna wait a week, or I'm gonna do this live stream. Oh wait, let me just push it back a week, 2 weeks, all that nanny stuff, and then it never comes back again. Once you lose it, it's hard to get back. And the problem is too, the burnout is so fucking real that it's half the time working against you, unless you like address it with like taking breaks, mental days off, like not overworking yourself, like feeling like I'm feeling more of a slave than actual having fun and passionate about this.
Well, so like it, and part of it is I get it.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah,
I used to, I used to stream every week, just streaming my music production process on my little like personal streaming setup on my website, and I kind of fell off of that and didn't pick it back up. Now I didn't stop producing music, but I just stopped streaming it. And so I get not having the like losing the drive to do a particular thing. But as far as content creation in general goes, this is one of those things where you have to figure out what is going to keep you engaged. So like I made, over the course of this summer, I made 2 EPs and 2 albums, and they're all like they're in the same general genre, but they're all different kinds of entirely.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of, all right, if I don't necessarily feel like producing this kind of music, I'll produce something else that I know how to do, but it's different.
You'll pivot basically. You're gonna hey, let me see if this direction takes it somewhere interesting or more fun
or less than pivots. I wouldn't even consider it a pivot. I'm just like switching lanes.
Gotcha.
I'm still going to the same place, but I'm switching lanes.
Harry Hammy said consecration is really crap short term, but there is a risk that is might or might not pay off big and long term. Exactly. It's like short term, it's gonna be rough because it's basically you're starting to it, you're trying to learn how to walk in order to learn how to run.
Well,
Basically,
it's like you have to, in order to keep at it, you have to love the moment to moment process of making whatever it is you're making. That's really what, like, that's what I the reason that I do music, the reason that I write is because I love not just the end product, but the moment to moment process of figuring out, okay, I'm gonna use this break beat. Uh, let let's do this chord progression. Okay, that sounds good. But oh, this one sounds really good. I love the moment to moment process of that. Whereas I don't love the moment to moment process of making a YouTube video. And I've tried the not for lack of trying. I've tried several times, and generally I'll like whatever is in my head is the idea of the end product, but I don't like the process. It's the same, also the same reason I don't run a podcast anymore, because I love the end product, but I don't like the moment to moment process of actually producing the content.
yeah.
Outside, I like talking. I don't like the like editing and all
Gotcha.
that stuff. I don't like that moment to moment
Yeah,
process.
which is why some people out there who can't afford it hire editors, all that dandy stuff. To like, all they got to do is push a button,
Exactly.
record, and then they ship it off to the editor, get it edited, to get it uploaded, all that dandy
Yep.
stuff. Harry Poe,
They're willing to trade money, often money they're getting from doing that content.
yeah,
They're willing to trade money for not having to deal with stuff they don't love doing.
yeah. Hammy said even if you have love feeling, it can still fail, as he used the other guy as an example. Until it also posted, it's also a rat race against other millions of people trying it either as a test, hobby, or career trench, which is also fucking true. Which I know,
So so we would have to define some terms.
yeah.
What would we consider failure? Because that depends on what your end goal is. If you're looking to make money and you end up not making money, or more so you end up losing money, then yeah, you could consider that a failure. But if your goal is to like put stuff out there that people like, if you put things out there that people like, then you can't like that can't be said to be a failure regardless of how much money it costs.
Yeah, Hammy said,
So like when I produce music as Utami Hasagawa, I don't like at this point currently I don't have a whole lot of people who like my music, well, who know about me, but the people who do really like what I put out.
hmm,
So whether or not you consider that a failure depends on what the failure state is. When can you say a content creator has failed?
Hammy says losing followers or money. Well, content creating in the beginning, you're always going to be losing money.
Yeah,
All you're really making is revenue. You're not making profit at all because
a lot of the well, it depends on the type of content.
it depends
If
on
you,
but
if the type of content you're creating is like, if you're a writer and you're getting paid to write articles,
oh yeah, that's
then
simple.
all you can do that on the computer and phone you already have.
Yeah. That's even if it's almost like that's even if you get to make revenue exactly too. It's Here's the thing. I like to go back to on the Tillis thing. It's a rat race against millions of other people, and yeah, you got a lot of people out there that he actually said it right that are testing the waters with it. Not sure about it, but they're testing it, which is okay. You can test the waters, see if you like it. There's no harm, no foul. You're just trying it out. Like when you're buying a car, they let you drive the car around. just to get a feel for it, basically, right?
Sure.
It's the same scenario. You're just doing a test drive. Other people out there, hobby or a career trench. My content creating started off as a hobby, and then it grew into like a mix of a hobby career type of thing. Because yes, I am making revenue off this, and yes, this is a business. This actually is a business for me. So, but you know,
I don't know if I would agree that you're competing against, like you're in a rat race against every other content creator.
well, it all depends. It all varies.
There
It's
there there's enough audience out here, not necessarily for everyone,
no,
but
no, no, no.
the ecosystem can sustain a lot more creators than currently exist. It's
Uh,
just a matter of actually getting people's work out there in a way where it can be seen by people. And that's really the bottleneck right now, is how can people promote their content. This is the big problem with Twitch, where discoverability is garbage. Like it's really difficult to discover a new streamer that produces content that you would enjoy just using Twitch, which is why any Twitch streamer who's successful has a following elsewhere, that they which is where they market their Twitch stream,
yeah, like my YouTube
which is
channel.
where
Yeah.
people find them and they say, okay, well, watch this guy's YouTube videos. Hey, by the way, I stream on Twitch at such and such time.
like
And
like I do understand the scenario though, that you look to other content creators, see what they're doing, and you can't help but to compare yourself. How are they exceeding? Well, I'm still kind of in that same area. What are they doing?
well,
Well, it's always
like well, a lot of the time, especially when you're just starting out, the answer to that question is they've been making content longer than you. Like I started out making jungle and drum and bass, and I'm finding these other, like, not not like massive. They're not LTJ Bookham or any of these people who have been around since like the 90s, but they're a lot bigger than me, and a lot of the time there definitely are things I can learn from them. But a lot of the time, the reason that like, probably greater than 50% of the reason that they're bigger than I am is because they've been around for longer. They've had more time to grow, to grow a listener base. They've had more time
well. Let me ask you this.
to learn how to market themselves, and they had more at bats to get really big. They've had more, like, even if you're new and don't quite know how to market yourself, get you can get significant growth in audiences just by consistently putting out content, putting it out there. And, like, for example, when I started posting little clips of the tracks I was working on to Twitter, eventually people would start retweeting that, and then it kind of explodes, and I'll get like between 1 and 3,000 views on one of those videos, which is a lot more than I used to get when I started out doing that.
Right.
But it's just a matter of consistently posting, growing a following, and people much bigger than me will share my content because they like it, because they think it's good.
Now, Hammy posted, there is a lot of easy ways of making money as a content creator quickly, but then you will be putting people in a bad vibe. For example, on TikTok or Twitch, where people say donate quotation big this, and we give you this small. I mean,
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's
there are always going to be, like, kind of underhanded ways to make money. That's the whole
yeah,
thing. This is one thing that
or underhanded
I've
ways
been
to grow, basically, too, because there's something like content creators who's saying, like, this one infamous one, which I forgot his name regardless, but I won't name him. He's saying, like, I have a copy of GTA 6 and all that dandy stuff. And his content revolved around him saying that he has a copy of GTA 6 or whatever, but it all came fucking crashing down on him because people just called him out on bullshit.
Yeah, when it turns out he was lying, yeah.
Or like to the giveaways that he was planning to do, he didn't give away. So
Yeah, well, that's the whole, and this is something that I've been saying for years. There are definitely like a lot of content creators will focus on revenue gained by way of the platform that they're on. So, for example, you might have Twitch subscribers, and that you'll get a cut of that revenue. You'll be on YouTube. YouTube will serve ads against your videos, and you'll get a cut of that revenue, however much they bring in by way of how many people view that video. And that's always a risk, and that the reason why that's always a risk is because that's tied to your platform, and that you're basically, if you want to continue that revenue stream, you're married to your platform at that point.
Yeah, I can. Speaking of which, here's the funny thing. So remember how you were saying that, in the beginning you release a video and nothing happens and stuff like that. It's just it's just essentially there.
Yeah, it's just there. It gets a few views, and it's kind of the whoever few people there are who are following you there will see it, maybe.
Yeah, it's funny because, okay, let me give you an example here, because I released 2 videos out in the past, and they never got a lot of people watching it at all in the beginning. But something weird happened. It sometimes when you play the waiting game, you get fucking you get fucking rewarded,
especially on YouTube.
Yeah, especially on YouTube, which I fucking, again, I'm happy I'm a YouTuber first and a streamer. So I released this video out 2 years ago, and now it started picking views. And now it's like at over 3,000 views. Or no, not 3,000, 13,000 views. And I've been getting comments here and there, people saying, "Oh my god, I remember this mod. This mod was so fucking awesome," and they started watching my video. Same thing with the Desert Combat video I had made. I made this Desert Combat video 4 years ago, 14K views, but people kept posting it and watching it because it's like, oh my god, I remember this mod. This mod used to be so fucking good. I had so much fun with this. It's like sometimes your content doesn't get anywhere in the beginning, but because it's out there, on the internet, someone might just pick it up, and then the ball just starts rolling, fast. Oh god, Attila's like, this video's been brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Like, having said, it's not bad idea. Same as creators honestly need sponsors to keep their channel. But granted, having sponsorships do help out.
Having sponsorships helps out. It's better it's better for your revenue stream to be something that you have control over, because the sponsor is gonna naturally have some expectations about your
oh yeah, and
as opposed to if you own the business that you're making money from and you're just using your content in part as a way to drive people to your business, or if you have a close relationship with someone who has a business and you use your content as a way to drive revenue to them and they give you a cut of that, that's a lot more secure, and especially is a lot better in terms of keeping the integrity of your content than taking any Tom, Dick, and Harry sponsor who will give you X amount of money for X amount of app installs or whatever it is.
By the way, your camera keeps on flickering. It's been a thing. Like, at this point, I accept my fate. I gotta figure out why it keeps flickering. Attila posted, "Oh, I agree on sponsorships are not bad, but I use Raid because it's the poster child of bad, malicious sponsorships." I still kind of want to sponsor. Okay, so here's my logic when it comes to sponsorships for my channel. I've had sponsorship videos and stuff like that where the companies send out me their stuff and I go over it and stuff like that. But nowadays, especially now, I'll accept partnerships and sponsorships and partnerships if I can can totally get behind it, you know, if I myself, like, if let me say, for instance, if Logitech were to come out and say, "Hey, Panda, we want to sponsor you," I'm like, fucking A. I've been using your products for a long time. I trust your products. I'm totally behind your products. I would fucking love to make this work. And if Razer were to come by and say, "Hey, Panda, I want to sponsor you," like, no, okay, your shit kind of broke on me. I always want to put my name behind something that I like, actively like and enjoy, because I feel like it's more true. That's why, like, I've had sponsorships come my way of like, "Hey, sponsor this, sponsor that." Well, we'll sponsor this, we'll sponsor that. Some money in here and there. I won't go into the details, but I didn't really pick up on it because it's like I don't want to put my name behind. I have no interest in it because I don't want to put my name behind it. Because
So here the real game, the real like the real like hustler move is not having companies approach you for sponsorships. It's you approaching companies. So like there are two levels to companies approaching you for sponsorships. There's a level where it's like, okay, you're getting approached by like Raid Shadow Legends and whatnot for sponsorships, and then there's a level of like major like multi-million-dollar company is approaching you for a sponsorship because you're at that level, because you got it like that, and you can drive however many, like you can drive a whole lot of consumers to that brand. But there's a level that's kind of in between there where you approach a brand that's not that doesn't even necessarily have to be adjacent to what your content is, but the people in your audience like have a high level of trust for you that your anything you recommend them will
yeah,
be a good call.
yeah,
And so like if you can establish that, and you can establish that that's the case with your content, you can approach a brand with that. Again, that doesn't even necessarily need to be adjacent to your whatever it is your content is. You can make money that way. I know at least a couple big streamers who have like, one of them has a partnership with a particular tea brand that he really likes.
Yeah.
And so as he drives people to their website, he gets a cut of that.
Yeah, and also if there, I just want to point it out because I know some content creators out there get it mixed up, and it kind of annoys the shit out of me. If a sponsorship and affiliate are two different fucking things.
Two completely different things.
I had this one kick streamer said he was sponsored by, what was it, Razer or fucking, or I think it was Razer. And I was like, oh shit, but something didn't add up because I didn't see large numbers and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, maybe might be a diamond in the rough. And then I looked and it was like an affiliate. It was an affiliate status. It was like, all that stuff. Like, oh, you're just an affiliate. Like, no, I'm sponsored by them. Like, explain to me the process of this sponsorship. Oh, you go to the website. You go to this website. Use my code when you buy something, and I get a cut. Okay, that's an affiliate.
That is an affiliate deal.
Yeah. Yeah, so again, there are key differences out there, folks. Affiliate is not the same as partnerships, vice versa. Also, remember I said back then that there are new content creators starting up every single day, but
Yep.
I guarantee you the same amount, maybe if not more, is also quitting being as content creator every single fucking day.
Yeah.
Which again,
for a number of different reasons.
For a number of different reasons, it doesn't necessarily have to be losing your passion or stride or ambition is one of them. It could be some other things like, hey, there's too much going on in life. I work too much. All this and stuff. I gotta cut back. Totally fine. Shit happens in life. Hey, maybe something. Like, I just, I want to do this now. I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, cool. Like, hey, I'm in the middle of a big controversy. Can't make content. Okay, that's one way, I guess. But like that is always in my mindset. Like the longer you make content, the longer you make it, the more likely you're going to be in it for the long run. Because
That really is it. As you like, it's kind of like a flywheel. The more it spins, the more it will keep spinning.
yeah, it's to me like I've seen so many fucking people come and go. It's not even fucking funny anymore. It is literally. It sucks. Some of them doesn't do it anymore because like they had something going for it. I was really supportive of them, and but some things happen and they don't do it. Like I remember one of my friends, she was a YouTuber. She was starting her YouTube channel was growing. I hit my nut button by accident. I'm sorry.
Yep.
And hold on, let me thirsty. So she was a YouTuber. Her content was growing, but because of some drama bullshit thing with another YouTuber, literally another YouTuber was causing shit for her. She ultimately at one point just decided I'm done with it now because of this. And I'm like, motherfucking high school fucking drama bullshit scenario. I fucking hate it. Oh man. Hammy says when creators get caught in their lies and the content just falls through the fall. The content just fall through. Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that happens, and sometimes it doesn't happen. Sometimes creators get caught in their lies, and nothing happens to them.
Yeah. Again.
But one thing that I've noted, and this is something I've experienced myself. Sometimes you're not. Sometimes if the people who start creating content and then quit, it turns out that they weren't creating the right kind of content. Like the content they created, the content they were creating, it was not like for them.
Yeah.
Like if I tried to continue being a YouTuber, it would not be enjoyable because I don't like the process, and it's more than I'm willing to put in order to make like a quality YouTube video.
Which.
But I love the process of creating music,
Oh yeah.
and I love the end result of it, and I love the continual development of that. So I'm able to do that consistently. I've been doing it consistently for almost 3 years now,
Yeah.
just based on the fact that I enjoy that process. Just like probably the single most consistent content creation type I've been doing is writing, and the kind of writing that I've been doing has shifted from fiction to nonfiction to like all these different niches in self-development and entrepreneurship and business, and now shifting back to fiction and getting into copywriting as well. But it's something I always love the process of.
Yeah, for me, like I do, like I'm a YouTuber and a streamer, but I do everything. When I YouTube, I record, I edit, I upload. Sometimes I have like that flash of inspiration, and like I know you get it too, where don't fucking talk to me. I need to edit this, or I need to do this. This is running hot right now. I need to tap into this fucking power.
100% have been up at 1 a.m. because I had a wild idea for a track, and I needed to get it down before I forgot it.
Yep, exactly. Or like with me, yeah, those flashes are why you don't ever finish a game. Damn, I got called out. I know. I have my own thoughts too. Don't worry about that. But like my saying goes, I go where the games go. Listen. But yeah, speaking of back to which, it's just I feel like as well, like content creators don't know what they're getting themselves into.
That is another thing.
They don't realize the scope of it all. Like, again, it makes it look like it's so easy. Webcam, turn it on, have a mic, and then just run to the races and stream. No, there's some things to consider. For instance, well, how are you going to promote your stream? What kind of quality is your camera and microphone at? Is it going to be at least decent to watch? How is your upload speed? Is it going to be good? Is it going to be pixelated to shit? What time are you going to be streaming? Is there going to be a lot of people streaming the same thing you're going to be streaming? Or is there not going to be as many people streaming this same thing that you're going to be streaming? what day you're streaming it on, what thing, stuff like that, things to potentially consider. And then
Also, I think that there's a lot to consider, but most of that is if you're just starting out, most of that is not necessary. Most of that is
well,
going to
yeah,
be
I know
developing
it's not
your
necessary, but
like.
it
Are
just,
you able to be entertaining for an extended period of time?
I'm just saying
As
is,
far as like you being a streamer or a YouTuber goes, that's going to be like number one, and then like audio quality is maybe number two.
yeah, well,
But
yeah,
like it was like, are you able to be entertaining for an extended period of time, and can your computer hardware handle what you're trying to do? That's number one and number two, and then number three is probably audio quality.
yeah. All I'm just saying is,
But
it's like that overwhelming moment that they don't realize, and then it's like they're trying to. It's like you're trying to run in a race you weren't prepared for, and
well, there are people who try and like they'll try and do like they'll try and get everything squared away immediately, and that isn't necessary.
it's not
Like
necessary. Yeah, I agree with you there.
like I started out doing music production. I didn't even have like I didn't even have a MIDI keyboard. I got this like several months after I started doing music production. I was just like twiddling around with the little like computer keyboard typing like thing on to do keys, and like that's not something I needed to worry about when I was starting out doing music production. Quite frankly, I probably jumped way too into the deep end when I started doing music production. I spent like $200 something on the Hatsune Miku software that I didn't really know how to use
Yeah,
until like maybe like a year after I got it.
funny how things work
So
out. Yeah,
it there are people who like get into it when it's probably too early for them to worry about what they're about. Like
true.
get yourself make sure your computer is decent so it can actually do what you're trying to do.
You don't
Make sure
need you
you
don't need
like
the top best
if you're
one. Yeah,
streaming, like if you're streaming, make sure your computer is decent, get a good mic, and then
$50 microphone
if
works
you
just as good.
can if you can be entertaining for an extended period of time, you're already like head and shoulders above a whole lot of people. Like if you're if you're making music, like I can look this up right now. If you're making music, get Mixcraft 8 on Steam. It costs like $10 currently. Is it on sale? Yeah, it's on sale. It costs $40 normally, which is like nothing for a DAW. Costs $40. Get yourself some free plugins. Get like the Dead Duck like pack plugins. Get like the get get Vital for your synth. Like get a Surge for another synth. Like you can do all this without having to worry about having the right thing. If if you have some if you're talented and have some taste, then you're going to make it further than a lot of people if you keep at it.
There
But
is.
it's a matter of like it's a matter of keeping at it, and it's a matter of like hitting that constant development where you are seeing improvement. I remember when I made the first track I was actually proud of and actually liked to listen to, that didn't just sound like Baby's first drum and bass track.
Oh,
That was the point at which like, okay, I I really have some taste here and I can make something. And that track that I'm talking about, I don't even really listen to it anymore because I've moved on to doing something like every 6 months you should be like a new version of whatever it is you're doing.
yeah. The Hammy's like, sorry, I have to go. No worries, Hammy. Hope you come back soon. Have a great weekend. Attila, computer, mic, internet connection. Yeah, bare bones.
computer, mic, internet connection, and last but definitely not least is fucking personality.
Yeah, I speaking of which, put a pin on that. I'm always the firm believer of building up your stuff as you go. The more you grow, the more stuff. Like, okay, I'm gonna need this more. Like, just I shit you not, PAX East this year, I finally bought a Stream Deck. I
Yeah,
started
like
streaming in 2017, and you think, oh, Panda, you must have bought a Stream Deck as well, right? No, actually, I had a capture card because I was, I had an Elgato capture card because no, not even Elgato. I had a the Hapage capture device.
I don't
Yeah,
even know what that is.
dude, yeah, it was like HVD, the Hapage or something like that. So I didn't even have a Stream Deck. Literally, I started streaming around 2017, 2018. I didn't have a Stream Deck until this year. And I didn't.
Yeah, like that was like me podcasting. I did podcasts for like 9 years and change. I started out on like a doo-doo like single speaker USB headset, and
I
then
know
I moved
exactly
on
what you're
to
talking about too.
I'm telling you, and then I moved on to like something different. Then I got a mixer, and I got
Yeah,
like it got all that. Then I got a second mixer, an external recorder to actually record the audio. Then I got this thing that handles everything through software. And then I got the Stream Deck for that. Just when we started doing video and shifting through different scenes, when I started doing video via OBS, because we weren't doing video like that when we started doing video.
God, no.
But and then music production started out with the $10 DAW. Got my MIDI keyboard, got a like pad controller, and then like a lot of the sample packs that I kind of started out with, it was all like humble bundles.
Nice.
Like if you're a music producer, like if you're, and especially like if you're an electronic music producer, just have humble bundle on bookmark, because
Yeah.
every now and again you'll get like 30 or 40, 50 something, some sample packs for like $24.
Which now we're gonna get into the personality thing here because I almost forgot. When you're a content creator, you gotta. It's not bad to take inspiration from something, but uh, but when you straight up try to clone yourself to base your personality on like a popular streamer, people are gonna kind of call out on it, you know.
Well, it's like if you're trying to base your entire personality off of another popular streamer, why wouldn't I just go watch that
Yeah,
streamer? Because that
exactly.
streamer exists.
And the other side of the coin is this is for VTubers specifically because I never realized this until I was watching a video. Who's the most popular VTuber for Shark?
It's Gura, obviously.
Okay, so let's say we have a new VTuber wanting to get in on it, and they themselves really like sharks, and they're like, "Let me do a shark VTuber." And people look, and now, again, it will happen. This is the part where having thick skin is sadly a requirement at times. You're gonna get called out sometimes from some people calling you like a clone, like a Garu clone and stuff like that, because you just so happen to choose a shark VTuber. Mom, like, oh, you're just
I know of a VTuber, actually a kind of a major VTuber, who she isn't a shark VTuber, but she like there's like an element of her thing that involves sharks,
yeah,
and
like,
she got that treatment because she got like, oh, you must be a big fan of Gura, when that's not what it's about.
yeah, exactly. You're gonna be constantly compared, or people saying, "Oh, you're trying to clone yourself as this VTuber," and sometimes it's not the point. Like I know people out there try to clone their personality based on like the loud, eccentric, like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and people or people can don't think for a second your viewers are idiots because they will pick up on bullshit.
Yeah,
it might take sooner or later, but it'll happen. Like I've been compared to let's see here. I've been compared to Markiplier at times, but it was more in the sense of you have like the same energy and output as him, but you're your own, you're Panda, you're your own thing. You got your own thing
Yeah,
going.
so there's two ways about that. There's one where you're being compared because you're basically that, and like your 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 personality or whatever the style of content you you create or whatever is so much similar to whatever it is, major thing whatever major thing people are comparing it to, that it's basically like it's obvious that you're trying to be this. And so at that point, why wouldn't someone just go watch that streamer or go watch that YouTuber and whatnot?
Yeah, like
There's another point where, and I get this a lot with my music, that people compare it a lot to Ace Combat 3, where quite clearly, if you listen to the two side by side, there you can tell which is which, but you can tell that there's a particular, like, it's paying homage to that music without necessarily sounding the same. I got a lot too. I got this from you some time ago, that it sounds like the old school Toonami bumper music.
yeah,
And at that point, like, that's high praise. When your stuff is getting compared to the major stuff, not in a way where you're trying to ape it, but because people watch your content or listen to your content, and they like it for the same reason that they like this other thing, but they it's not the same.
yeah.
It's not that they would, it's not like, oh, why don't I just go listen to the Ace Combat 3 soundtrack? It's like, this is jamming, just like I think the Ace Combat 3 soundtrack is.
The Mr. Beast said this well. I was watching a video about him and saying that there was like a lot of people copycatting him, his style and how and his videos basically. Like I think there was like one YouTuber that's almost like to a T. And he said flat out, like, like, yeah, you can look to far as inspiration, but put your own spin on things,
Yeah,
because that your own
exactly.
spin makes it you, like,
like, you need personality, you need taste.
yeah,
Like, people aren't coming to you so they can see what other people do. People are coming to you so they can see what you do. They're coming to you because they like your taste.
oh yeah, and it's like that's what you got to, as for new content creators out there. Again, it's always it's not bad to look for others for inspiration, but you got to have your own spin on something that that represents your personality. That's clearly you. Like
Yeah,
again, it's like we go back to it. Like people, my energy and stuff like that and stuff kind of reminds them of, like, people keep telling me you kind of remind me of like Markiplier, but you have your own spin on how you do things. Like, yeah, it's basically me,
exactly.
So and it, a lot of, granted, you get some content creators out there will just try to be like a copycat, the next big YouTuber based on this one. But why are you basing yourself on this? And like, can't we just go to the YouTuber themselves and watch their content?
Exactly.
So I think there was a lot of interesting talking points about this content creating, and not everyone makes it. And we covered a few bases here, but we're going to be moving on here to the board segment. But no, this was some good talks.
That's very good.
I kind of want to keep it going, but we have to like move on here. And until it's like, I mean, some of us are idiots, but we own it. Naturally. All right. Okay, the next segment is called The Board. Now, this segment, we have a anime tier list of F tier to S tier. S tier is top tier, but S tier is basically anime that changed. It's not only like one of the best animes, but also like an industry changer. This is the game changer. This thing brought something to the table that everyone else is going to be basing it off of now.
They did something to change the game in some way.
Like
either they introduced a new concept, they pioneered a new way of doing things, they were the start of a new paradigm.
So, for example, some of our S tiers: Amagami SS, Evangelion, Gundam Build Fighters, Dragon Ball Z, Otaku no Video, Samurai Champloo, all that dandy stuff. Now, A tier, A tiers, damn good anime series that you should watch, that you should not avoid. B tier, they're good.
Some of the best.
B tier, they're good anime, some flaws, but they're still good. C tier, they're not great, but they're not terrible. D
You
tier,
take it or leave it.
yeah, D tier is like meh. I mean, it might appeal to some niche.
B tier is watchable but not good.
And F tier, don't ever fuck.
A tier is not good nor
F,
watchable.
yeah, F tier.
F tier is not good nor watchable.
I was to say, did you just fucking say A tier? You motherfucker. Okay, so in this episode, we are doing Mecha anime recommendations only to put up on the board. I gotta recommend. So I'll go first. I gotta recommend this. I think you can agree on this.
Okay,
I think
we'll see.
for an S tier, which I know, like, oh god, Panda wants to put another S tier.
Or we'll really see.
The original Gundam.
Obviously, clearly.
Thank you. We don't
How
really.
do we not have Mobile Suit Gundam in here before?
That's why I want to do specifically a mecha only recommendation. Mobile Suit Gundam, the original show back in, was it 1970?
1979.
1979. That literally started a whole fucking industry at this point.
It started. Not many people understand. Like I don't even know if not many people understand or recognize this, but it started a new paradigm in mecha anime.
Yeah.
Like it was the first real robot anime where rather than the robot being super powered monster of the week kind of show, it's more grounded and more realistic. It's still very fantastical in a lot of ways.
Oh god, yeah.
But it's still grounded in realism, in real life conflict, and tells a lot more about the overarching war and these characters' position in it, rather than it being that sort of monster of the week sort of show. It still has some of those elements, which is why the compilation movies work for Mobile Suit Gundam, but not other TV series in the Universal Century.
Yeah.
But it really introduced a new paradigm that hadn't really been explored before in Japanese mecha anime.
I'll go post it down. I think I recall reading that in the Moe Manifesto in terms of Mobile Suit Gundam.
Yeah, that's an easy S tier. It is a really, really important anime, especially like yes, just in terms of mecha, but in terms of anime in general. It really cannot belong anywhere other than S tier.
Yeah. And then a shit ton of like model kits that came from it too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, so that was my recommendation. Mobile Suit. This one you were like, yes, put it on the board. Why
immediately. Not gonna battle.
Why wasn't this
There's
on this at the beginning?
No way I would battle.
Okay, what's your recommendation? Go.
I'm going to recommend Zoid's Chaotic Century.
Zoids. Ooh.
Zoids. Yeah, man. Kicking. I told you it's going to be up to you whether we have a lot of Gundam in here.
No, dude. Zoids is fucking fantastic, dude. I will not challenge.
Yeah, man.
Zoids is fucking fantastic. I will not challenge Zoids. Okay.
Well, again, we have to be specific.
Yeah.
It's Zoid's Chaotic Century.
Yeah. Chaotic.
It's the first one in the series,
Yep.
but it was the second one to be shown on Toonami.
Yep. The second. What was the first one that was shown on Toonami?
That was Zoid's New Century or Zoid Zero, whatever you want to call it.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
The one where they were doing a competition rather than the one that was an actual war. I'm talking about the one where it was an actual
Gotcha.
war.
Gotcha. All right. Next up for my recommendation. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going back to Gundam again. A tier specifically.
Okay.
Gundam Thunderbolt.
I'm tempted to be spiteful and put it in B tier because it's not finished and they never finished it. But I will agree that it's an A tier.
Also, anyways, do you like jazz? Like, if you haven't watched Gundam Thunderbolt, fucking amazing series. Is it considered more OVA than actual series?
It's an OVA.
Yeah, but
depending on how you watch it.
Yeah.
There's the OVA series, but then they
did
put they did movie. So like the first movie is the first OVA series with some extra footage,
Yeah.
and the second movie is the second OVA series with some extra footage.
A Gundam, cause like a Gundam series that is incomplete. Ha! You don't
Oh,
say.
say it ain't so.
I know, it's like, say it ain't so. Yeah, no, but no, I highly recommend Gundam Thunderbolt. Fucking fantastic. And again, if you love jazz music, it got you on the jazz. Plus, the fights were fucking amazing. The battles were like awesome.
It doesn't like you. There's a lot of like Gundam OVAs kind of run a gamut. They're a lot of the time they are well. They can be more or like less gritty than the TV series. Thunderbolt does not play around.
No, like one of the beginning scenes was the Zaku pilot had his hatch open, and wait, was this
Well,
contended?
no, it's not. It's not that he had his hatch open.
Yeah.
It's that the dude spacewalked
Oh
over
yeah,
opened his hatch externally and shot him in the face,
Yep.
and then pushed him out and stole his Zaku.
Yeah, which is like holy fuck.
Like when I first saw that, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, that,
We're not playing around.
That doesn't happen. Like it's like Witch of the Mercury has like the war crime splat. This one was just fucking personal.
This one's like okay, we're shooting people with guns now.
Yep. Well, I do like jazz, but being incomplete is going to be a problem. Just watch it, Aqua. Highly recommend.
I'm salty that it's not complete.
Yeah,
but
it's
really
so
like
fucking good. It's
if
so
you
good.
watch it only for the music, that's acceptable, because the music is that good.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna look into getting it on vinyl if it's available.
I have it on vinyl.
You motherfucker.
I have it on vinyl, signed by the composer.
Oh fuck you. Anubis, your turn. What we got? Mecha anime.
All right, this is another one that I'm kind of surprised we haven't had on this list.
All right.
I'm gonna say it's S tier. You're gonna agree with me. It's SDF Macross, Super Dimension Fortress Macross, the original Macross, not Robotech, the original Macross.
Ooh. Ooh, we going the OG. I mean, yeah. You gotta go with something that's
It's like if Gundam is Star Trek, Macross is Star Wars.
yeah, we gotta go with the original. I will accept it without fighting it. So, okay. Now it's going. If we're talking mecha anime,
Gasaraki.
I've
I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
Let me see a picture. Oh, I remember reading that shit up in New Type USA.
Type USA.
Oh, fuck me. Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Dude, why does the mech look like it came from Escaflowne? Unless it was literally made by the same people, which would not surprise me at all. Okay, now I thought Gundam was compared to. No, we were just kind of.
Well, no, if between the two, the comparison I've heard was that Gundam is Star Trek in that it is attempting to be more kind of grounded, whereas Macross is Star Wars in that it's more of a fantastical story than Gundam is.
All right, I am gonna go with something interesting. It is not going to be an S tier nor an A tier, but
Okay.
it will be B tier. It is a mecha. The anime is called Dual Parallel Trouble Adventure.
Okay. I'm familiar with this one.
So you know Evangelion, right? How
Yes.
serious and depressing it is.
Yes.
Dual Parallel Trouble Adventure. Think of it as Evangelion, but the total polar opposite. Comedic, love interest, all that dandy stuff. Doesn't take itself seriously at all. It knows what's going on, but it's kind of like you're in it for the fun and the adventure.
Right.
Of it. So I originally watched it during, I believe it was called Anime Unleashed on Tech TV, and fell in love with it. And that's why I'm putting it in B tier. Again, it's called Dual Parallel Trouble Adventure. It is essentially fucking, just Evangelion, but more on the lighter side. So it's basically boy gets transported into a world alternate alternate world, alternate universe. So it's not really an isekai, if you really think about it. It's an alternate world where everything's pretty much the same, but he doesn't exist. But because of a crashed alien ship, there are now mechs involved, and there was a rise of this empire nation that's just trying to take over the world because of it. So the UN's like, no, we're gonna stop that bullshit from happening. So yeah, but again,
Doesn't this have some sort of relation to the Tenchi series as well?
yeah, it is within Tenchi series canon, I believe, somewhere. And it's in this like the same fucking universe, I believe, which is even more fucking crazy when you think about it. But hey,
What's great, like, so like there's 3 or so Tenchi series I care about, and obviously it's all the ones that aired on Toonami.
yeah,
But like there are multiple different, like, equal versions of the Tenchi universe. Like if you buy the Funimation releases of the Tenchi series, which I wouldn't recommend given it's Funimation, but if you look on the back, like it gives you a map of where in which Tenchi universe you're, like, that which is the series you're holding.
yeah.
Like if you're looking at Tenchi universe, that connects to Tenchi in Tokyo, but not to Tenchi Muyo Ryo Oki, which is the original OVAs.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing it on here. I'm looking on the wiki page. Connections to Tenchi Muyo universe. The great prehistoric civilization mentioned in the true Tenchi Muyo novels is revealed, and it was the and there's some similarities. There also apparently was a brief Easter egg cameo with some of the characters in it in the final OVA episode.
It's
Yeah,
kind
they
of
were-
like how Lost Universe technically takes place in the same universe, like in an alternate version of the same universe as the Slayers. And then there's another anime, I think Angel Links, that takes place in the same universe as Outlaw Star.
All right, that's my recommendation. Go with yours. What's next?
Okay, I'm going to suggest another S tier. I don't anticipate you're going to disagree with me when I give you the reason.
Oh, okay, come
The
on.
anime is Gunbuster. The reason is because it's the anime directorial debut of Hideaki Anno.
Who was the Who was their fucking trainer? The guy with the fucking shades and the hat.
Coach.
Coach, yes, Coach. God. You know what? Fuck it. I'll allow it. Gunbuster, S tier. You see, this is what happens when me and Nubis comes together with Mecha. We agree on shit. Everything else, it just turns a little muddy.
Yeah, everything else is a battle, but we at least
Yeah.
recognize where every mecha series falls in the hierarchy.
It makes this brutally easy, to be honest. But you know what? Let's keep on going here. God, what else can I Jesus Christ. I'm looking. You know what's funny? People who also search for Gunbuster also search for fucking Kill la Kill, Macross 7, Mobile Gundam,
Of course.
0080, Space Runway Ideon?
Ideon.
There.
Yeah, man.
Jesus Christ.
Kill 'em all Tomino.
Wow. Damn. Okay, back to me, isn't it?
Yes.
More Gundam. Why am I the one recommending
Okay.
Gundam? You're recommending everything else. I thought this would be the other way around.
What did I say? It's up to you whether this is going to be a lot of Gundam or not.
A tier.
Okay.
This takes place during the 1-year war
Okay.
in Southeast Asia.
Okay.
Gundam 08th MS Team. I say solid A tier.
Can I find a reason why this should be S tier?
This series came out when 1996, but yeah,
As this is a 90s series.
it was basically Vietnam, but in the Gundam series
Yes.
because it takes place in Southeast Asia. So, a lot of the fights were essentially just in the jungle.
Jungle.
So, which and you start seeing like Gundams starting now becoming more mass produced, basically. So
Right.
plus you got
Yeah,
the
it's based like you're looking at it like in terms of being a real robot anime. This is what in the Gundam universe. This is one of the like most real
yeah.
versions of that, where you're looking at Gundams now, or you're looking at mobile suits in a combined arms conflict
Yep.
in conjunction with vehicles, aircraft, and infantry.
Which I wish more mecha series would do. Instead of focusing on just the mecha battles themselves, you have where's the combined arms? Where's the tanks? Where's the air support? Where are the troops fighting on the ground? You know?
Well, on some level, and we kind of see this in 8th MS Team, a lot of that becomes obsolete or redundant, or quite frankly, in some cases, a liability when you're faced with these 18-meter tall walking death machines.
Yeah, but on Earth,
Like you can step on a tank like
Yeah.
that's like the one tank you see on the protagonist's team. It's a support vehicle.
Yeah.
All it has is a minigun up top, but its main purpose is to drive a sonar stake in the ground. It's basically like
it's recon.
an AWACS is in
It's-
the air. It's the ground based version of that.
It's a supportive. It's a recon support vehicle.
Yeah, it's a support vehicle.
So but like during the 1 year war, everything on the battlefield was in play. Like especially if they believe what Eastern Europe was like the hottest battle.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the thing about the 1 year war in particular, is because that's the introduction of mobile suits.
Yeah.
Like all conflict was done via infantry and large tanks by then, but when mobile suits, and that's really why you don't see a lot of whole lot of combined arms conflict in Gundam, is when mobile suits came on the battlefield, it was a complete game changer, and the Earth Federation didn't know what was going on
Yeah, until they started making their own.
until they started making their own. Well, which is why Xeon took over so much of Earth, because they had mobile suits.
Yeah, literally the
You
Federation
can
was on the
see-
back was on the back pedal.
Like, well, you can see this in MS Igloo 2, where there's guys with like rocket launchers and tanks trying to take on these mobile suits, and they have to work really hard to take down one Zaku.
Yeah. So, which I fucking love. I wish more Gundam series had this notion, but again, you can only do it during the 1 year war when it was most prevalent, basically.
Yeah.
Because space battle was just ships just lining up, shooting across at each other, kind of like how it was old school. But when
Until the mobile suits showed up.
yeah. Then it was like holy fuck. Then essentially just became mobile suit battles with ships in support.
Yeah.
That was basically it. So, but yeah, that was my recommendation. Gundam 08th MS Team. Putting it there.
Yeah, A tier is good for 8th MS Team.
A tier. What about you, man? Going back to you, man. I'm just putting up all the Gundams. Like,
Hang on, let me update the list on my side.
I do have something I could put
Gundam
maybe
8th MS.
in the B tier, but I don't know.
I'm going through my list here and trying to find all the mecha anime that isn't Gundam. Because like
we already put down Full Metal Panic. That's already done.
That's the Macross. Full Metal Panic is exactly where it belongs.
Well, you could you could start recommending Gundam stuff. You know, it doesn't have to be on the high tier
I
stuff.
could, but I don't want it.
Oh wow! Which makes me pick up the tab now. Which I have an idea what the support for the next one, but I kind of want to see what you turn into, or what you put down.
I mean, I have Fight Ixer 1 on here, but that's a mecha anime, but it's more of a horror anime than I would say it is a mecha anime. The mecha happens in conjunction with other things going on. Trying really hard not to just recommend Gundam shows. Give me a second.
He's actually legitimately trying really fucking hard here. He's actually even looking at his own fucking.
I'm looking at my shelf.
He's looking for inspiration because he can't say Code Geass because that's already up there.
Yep.
He is still. He is totally stumped, people. I think we got him.
The Big O.
Oh, okay. Yes. All right.
I'm gonna say
Where are we putting it?
a low A tier.
Low 8s here? Acceptable.
That the anime a the anime nails atmosphere perfectly.
And I love
It is exactly how you would think of that premise, which is what if Batman had a giant robot?
And I love the whole the city that doesn't know the amnesia.
Yeah.
That whole premise was great. Like that whole premise was like it was an interesting thing. Like they don't know who they are, but the city is somehow still running. But they
Right.
have to deal with giant fucking robots. So, yeah, no, I accept it. I accept it. You know what? I'm looking through the list here. I'm not seeing one very, very, very specific anime series.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we submitted Gurren Lagann.
All right. Where does Gurren Lagann belong?
I know what you're gonna say. You're gonna say why, but
All right, where would you like to put it, Panda?
personally, I would like to
I don't know.
be.
I don't know why. I don't know
I
why
know.
you're talking about personally. This
I
is
know.
a
I know.
this
I
is
know.
a
I
list
know.
shared between the two of us, and it's supposed to be
Is
like kind
is
of a definitive thing, Panda.
is Astro Boy a mecha anime?
I wouldn't consider it a
No,
mecha
no,
anime.
no. It's
We're talking
more.
about piloted
Yeah,
robots.
pilot. Yeah, Astro Boy was just a robot. Pinocchio, basically. I want it to be S tier
You want it to be S tier. Why do you want it to be S tier?
because it's a really
Or
good.
I know why you want it S
Yeah,
tier.
but
Why does it deserve to be S
I
tier?
will put it in high A's.
Okay. I guess it does. I guess it didn't do anything to deserve to be S tier.
But I will put it in the high A mark.
Like, if you think it should be S tier, like, explain
I
why.
will put it in high
I'm
A.
willing to put it in S tier if
I
you
will-
can. No, I'm asking you the question. If you think it's
Yeah.
S tier, I've watched Gurren Lagann only a couple times. I'm not that like well versed in Gurren Lagann. I don't quite know the history of that. I'm asking you genuinely. If you think it should be S tier, why should it be S tier?
Okay. Personally, one thing I enjoyed about the anime series was it was one of those. Yes, it was a mecha series, but it was
Yes.
First off, it was made by Studio Gainax, which they came in and they fucking it was a beautiful fucking flower they made, basically.
Yes.
The whole story of it, the mecha fights, the music, especially the music was like that pump up, like you are ready for a fucking fight, basically.
Yep.
And I do like the fact that it was essentially different arcs it did, because you had the beginning part where they were forced to be underground or they can't repopulate, and then they took on the king, and then they realized hey, he only did that so they wouldn't get their asses kicked again by another force out there. So it ended up being like the holy shit, the enemy of my enemy is now my friend moment. It was basically like, hey, this is one of those stories where, hey, we rose up to fight against tyranny, but ended up realizing there was a bigger threat in the known goddamn universe. Where yes, he ripped a fucking hole in space and time to fuck their shit up, which I fucking love. But
It still had one of the most how do you top this moments I've ever seen in anime, where the main character literally throws an enemy out of the universe.
Yeah,
And
well,
that was like halfway through the series.
yeah, literally, like it was just like you didn't think it would one up itself, and it did. I'm like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah, that series does consistently like outdo itself past points where you think it can't outdo itself, like throwing an enemy out of the literal universe.
That's why I kind of like want to push it, because it's like it's the anime. It just gets getting better and more crazy, and like the what the fuck, you topped your own fucking moment, and then God, that ending. Oh man, I like, again, highly recommend watching Gurren Lagann if you hadn't had the chance to. It's definitely up there as a highly rated mecha anime. I would love it.
Highly recommend anime. Everyone should watch it.
Like
Not
that's
S tier. None of that says that this changed anything in anime. Uh Aqua in the chat is Aqua in the chat says it should be an S tier given that is what led to Studio Trigger. I don't know that that's a fact. And even if that were a fact, what we would be saying is that Imaishi directed it, which is a fact, but doesn't necessarily mean that like you could say if that was a criteria for being S tier, we could say that about any anime directed by Imaishi. Whether or not it actually is S tier or not, any anime directed by Imaishi would qualify for S tier. And there's a lot. He directed a lot of good anime.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
I don't know that I don't know that any one of these in his filmography really changed the game as far as anime goes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it about me. What's you?
Hang on, let me add it to
Yeah. And the list will also be posted up on my Discord as well to be updated, as of course. I mean, we had some really damn good S tier moments here.
How many are we up to?
We're like
Are we at 4 or 5?
we're around there. Yes. Keep going.
And then that doesn't answer my question.
Listen, we got about 14 more minutes until I play another game here, so make it count.
Okay, man said to make it count.
Until yeah. Until it's like as soon as I started doing Gundam, I had to launch Gundam Evolution. All right. Sorry to cut in like that.
Mobile Suit Gundam 0080 War in the Pocket. And give me 1 sec because I need to confirm something about, because I believe this was the first Gundam like anime not directed by Tomino.
Wasn't it about
And
like
that is, go ahead.
Wasn't it about the two brothers?
This was about the kid that
Yeah,
lived in one of the colonies inside 6 and gets caught up in a Xeon plot to destroy the new Gundam model.
Where are we ranking this?
I'm gonna say it's S tier, and the reason why is because it was the first Gundam, like it was the first Gundam work not directed by Tomino, and that opened up basically the Gundam universe to other directors.
Oh, so this is basically the approval of. Okay, I'm not going to be the only one doing this. You guys can do this too.
I believe that's the case. I'm still making sure, but I'm pretty sure that is correct. Yep. Making the first War in the Pocket was directed by Fumihiko Takayama, known for his work on Orgus 02 and Pat Labor the Movie 3, making the first time anyone other than Tomino directed a Gundam show. So I'm saying that this basically opened up Gundam to people other than Tomino, and especially opened up UC Gundam to people other than Tomino. You get to see other directors' takes on the Gundam universe in the Universal Century. And that's why I'm saying S tier.
I mean, that reason gave us all these different Gundam shows. And they're all canon except one very, 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 very specific live action movie. That shall not be named.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
I mean, we could put it up on the list too. You just don't want to even watch it.
I would put it on the list, but I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I can't in good faith do that.
Yeah, yeah, I'll put it Nestor. Okay. It opened the door for all the other directors to have their hand in making the Gundam series for what it is. You know what I'm gonna do, Anubis?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do something. Okay. I just watched this. I just binge watched this last night.
All right.
I'm putting it in high B.
Okay.
86.
Okay, I've heard about this,
Yeah.
and I've seen the light novel in the bookstore, but I haven't actually watched it or read it.
It's not bad. The basic premise is this kingdom basically is at a war against these autonomous AI units, and they combat it with their own autonomous AI units. But in reality, their AI units is actually just controlled by actual, actual pilots in a sense.
Right.
But like they're lower tier, less class, basically.
The people who are expendable.
Yeah, like a penile unit, basically.
Right.
So I just binge watched first and second season.
A penal unit, Panda, not a penile unit.
Penal. Okay, yes.
Those are two completely different things. We do not want to conflate those two things.
No. But no, I binge watched it, and it wasn't bad at all. It had some really cool strong points. Battles were interesting. It wasn't like the mech design where like on two legs.
Right, it's got the quadrupedal mechs.
Yeah, it's almost like insects, in a sense, with guns. But they definitely took inspiration from like real world stuff too. So, but it was interesting. It was definitely interesting. I recommend giving it a watch. I wouldn't necessarily put up an A tier. I got a little wonky at times, and they did cancel the third season that was supposed to happen.
Wow.
But second season kind of left it off in a good place. So, but and I believe the OVA movie was basically just a recap of the first season, which fuck me. Stop doing that.
Yeah, they do that a lot.
Stop doing OVA movies, which is essentially season recaps. Stop it. We don't want that.
I mean,
shit.
I remember watching the whole of like the magnificent Kotobuki, and I was like, okay, this was excellent, fantastic anime, highly recommended. Then I saw that they had a movie, and I was like, ooh, all right, let me look this up and see if it's a compilation movie. It's a recap. I was like, okay, I don't need to watch.
All right, you go. Quick, we have more recommendations.
You're gonna make me start recommending Gundam.
Motherfucker, just throw Gundam.
I don't wanna.
The man who loves
Why would I do
Gundam
that?
doesn't want to put in Gundam, so I have to pick up the
Why would I do that? Why would I do that in the Mecha? Like Mecha to me means okay. Let me flex how many non-Gundam Mecha I know about.
You could throw in a Gundam series you haven't thrown in yet. I threw in like two. No, you threw in one series. I'm sorry, the last.
I threw in one. Yes.
Throw in another one. Throw in.
Does it count? Does it count if does it count if it doesn't really? Does it count if it's about building a robot but doesn't actually become a mecha anime until the last 15 minutes?
Oh.
The anime is Robotics Notes.
This is actually. Wow.
So it's one of those anime with the semicolon, which means it's all kind of like in the same. It's sort of in the same universe, but not.
What's the anime called again?
Robotics semicolon Notes.
Semicolon.
It's the word robotics and the word notes, and it has a semicolon in between it, no space.
Oh.
Yeah. It doesn't become a mecha anime until the last the last half of the last episode.
Why is it? Wow, is it? Is it a mecha if it's the last half of the last episode?
To be fair, a lot of like the main character the main character's building a robot. There are fighting robots in the show. They play a video game that's a lot like Virtual On that's about fighting robots. And they're trying to build up this robot, but they don't really have the technology to make it actually work. But then to combat the big threat, they actually have to make it turns out that it's a big threat that a giant robot would be perfect to fight. So they
No.
so
Oh,
does
tell us like no, unless they made the sequel. Was there a sequel?
come on. No, they no.
Okay,
no, they
okay,
didn't make a
okay. Let me
sequel
ask you
to
this: would you consider, in the same logic, would you consider Ghost in the Shell a mecha?
I would consider it the.
That's kind of hard.
Well,
you
okay,
know,
okay, so
that-
okay.
that is
all right. Here's gonna answer the question.
okay.
Do you consider Code Geass a mecha anime?
Yeah,
Why?
there's mechs involved. They pilot them. It's
If that's all you need, then yes, Robotics Notes is a mecha anime.
It is a good portion of.
You could replace every single mecha in Code Geass with tanks or fighter jets, and it would work almost the exact same way.
Okay, but it wasn't. It's not. I'm just saying.
And
The last 15
and they
minute-
pilot the robot
Okay.
in Robotics Notes.
Well, if we're gonna
They pilot it.
okay,
They would pilot it all throughout the series, but it doesn't work.
was there a second season that they piloted more? No, right?
No,
Okay, so it was the
but
one.
they
It was,
pilot. If
was there a battle?
if they
was
made
it,
a gun-
was like a mech battle?
yes,
Okay.
yes, they built the robot to fight the thing. Hypothetical.
Okay.
If they made a Gundam series
Okay.
that's 22 episodes long,
All right.
but they're trying to fix the Gundam for 21 and a half episodes, would you consider that a mecha anime?
Ooh, I mean,
The mech's there, it just
Yeah.
doesn't work. Or
yeah,
here's more
that-
accurate.
That
If-
is
If they made a Gundam series, but it's a shitty Gundam for most of the anime. Like it's not they tried to make a Gundam, but it doesn't really like work well because they don't have the technology to make if a bunch of rapscallion kids tried to make their own Gundam and it's shitty, it doesn't work. But then they get the technology to actually make it work, and it turns out that they have to fight this big threat using the Gundam that they made not shitty through the advanced technology that they accumulated throughout the series. Would that become a mecha anime, even if it's a 15-minute long fight at the end of the series? If the whole show revolves around these kids trying to build their giant fighting robot.
I mean, I would. What grade are we talking?
AniList has it down in Mecha.
What grade are we giving it?
I would give it. I'd give it a high B. A high B. I would definitely watch it again, but I don't know if I would recommend it to like a wide array of people like I would recommend. Well, School Days is an A, so I don't even know if that's the criteria. I'll give it a high B regardless because it's really good. I will definitely watch it again, but I don't know that it is kind of niche. I don't know that I would recommend it to a whole lot of people. Like I might recommend something like Code Geass.
Okay, all right, I'll accept it. Since I'll make one last recommendation real quick.
Okay.
I kind of want to be an A because my God, the music.
Okay.
G Gundam.
Yeah, that's an easy day.
I mean, like, music itself, fucking fantastic. Like, goddamn. And it wasn't part of the, what's the timeline called again? Blah, 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 blah.
It was in fact the first Gundam TV series that was not part of the Universal Century.
Yeah, it was literally in its own universe.
It was the first one of those.
Okay, so I will give it an easy A. It was...
You could spin. I'm surprised you didn't try to spin this into S tier. Because is that not a paradigm shift?
I mean, what other Gundams out there were not in the original canon? Other than Iron-Blooded Order.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Well, you want... Wait, hang on. You want me to list them? Seed, Double O,
yeah.
Turn A, X...
Was this the first one?
Wing,
Wait.
Gundam Wing, mobile,
Wing,
mobile report, Gundam Wing.
Wait, was this the first one? This came out before Wing, right?
Yes. This was the first one.
Okay, so
we didn't get it over here before Wing, but it was the first non-UC Mobile Suit Gundam TV series.
Okay, so what 0080 War in the Pocket did for directors, G Gundam basically did for you can do it
or
in
the
your
entire Gundam franchise. Yes, they say. It's not just a UC thing anymore. Now you can basically make your entire own Gundam canon.
Fuck it,
I'm
putting it in F tier. Where Anubis came in and actually I helped me to put it in S tier. What does it welcome to?
I'm saying, like, did this not change the game? Is this not a paradigm shift?
But still, we got that fucking music. Gotta love it.
Yeah, and it helps that it's a genuinely excellent show.
And then next week, or not next week, it's my birthday week. The next episode, we'll see where Gundam Wing lands.
Oh, we're gonna do Gundam Wing next episode.
Yeah, we'll see where it lands. Maybe some Gundam Unicorn too. You know, who knows?
Oh, Gundam Unicorn
or Gundam Origins as well. We'll throw that into the mix.
Oh, Gundam the Origins.
Oh, you know what we didn't put in?
What?
Char's counterattack.
Char's counterattack.
I mean, do you want to put it in real quick? Do you want to put it in?
That's a tough one to say where it belongs.
Yeah, because we had a rare experience of actually watching it in the movie theater in full original Japanese dub with English subtitles, and it was an experience.
Yes.
Definitely.
Oh yeah.
So I would say easy A for that.
Yeah, I without hesitation I'd put it in A.
Okay. All right, so we both agree. All right, and I think that is going to be it. We're going to round it up there, but we've got some good heavy hitters as far as Mecha goes, and we got some other stuff that while not as big or popular, it definitely stands on its own. All right, so yeah.
And we officially, it's official. You can't argue with it anymore.
Yep.
Robotics Notes is in fact a mecha anime.
Yeah, it's so weird because that. Oh man, it's so.
I had to battle for. I'm surprised I had to battle for that. Like,
because it's like we don't get to see anything happen until right at almost the last possible second.
Yeah, that's the payoff.
But yeah,
like you're gonna have a 22 episode mecha anime and the mecha fights each episode.
Yeah.
No, you're gonna have to work for it. You have to work to see your mecha battle. And dude, that is the most triumphant mecha battle. Because you got to see them fucking build this thing up to where it actually works.
Yep. And all right, folks. I want to say, Anubis, dude, that was a good The Board segment. And we always do this every episode, so we
always battle every episode.
But in this case, we actually ended up being very universally like anything with Gundam. We're like, yeah, go.
Oh yeah,
put it on the list.
We know exactly where each Gundam series belongs, and yes, Build Fighters Try does belong here. Wasn't very good.
Actually, I'm gonna do this real quick. Mobile Suit Gundam Canada live action. It was a Canadian fucking movie.
It was
G Savior.
I know what it's called. You could have asked me.
I watched it.
Why?
I want to see how bad it was.
Why?
It was pretty bad. So you know what? I'm gonna do a favor for everyone. I'm adding it at the end. I'm adding it. at the F tier. I just want to say, just don't ever watch it for whatever reason. Don't watch it, please. I watched it and I'm like, this is so campy. It's not even, it's so bad. It's good. It's just bad. I just spent a 23-minute match on Gundam, 5 to 4 point score, and I couldn't argue a devil's advocate position. The first anime put, no, that's actually not the first. The first one I personally put in there was fucking Godzilla Singular Point. I hated it as a Godzilla fan. So
I would have put Redline in F tier, but the animation is good.
yeah. but I just want to say thank you all so much. Check us out in the podcast. The podcast will be uploaded very soon this time. Usually we wait about a week. But I'm going to upload soon because, again, my birthday's coming up. But Anubis, dude, thank you so much, man. Any last words?
Thanks for having me.
And
watch all the Gundam series that are in the S tier and the A tier.
Except, yeah.
And then watch Robotic Snows because it is a mecha anime.
And don't worry about Build Fighters Try or Chi Saber. Just don't.
Watch Gundam 00, but only the first season. Forget the second season even exists. Forget the second season and everything past that even exists.
But thank you all so much for coming in. But other than that, now it's time for me to go do some more shit. So thank you so much.